So after just 3 days of doing outreach, I was able to close my first web design client for $1,200. And this is with me having no experience, no portfolio, and no prior clients. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I was able to do that and the systems I use so you can just literally copy me and start growing your web design agency right now. So let's hop onto my computer and I'll show you exactly how I did it. All right, guys, so I was able to close my first web design client for $1,200 in just 3 days, as you can see. And looking here, this is my Stripe account and for one of my clients. So you can see here, I charged them on that date, I charged them $1,200. And the best part is the fact that I charged the client $199 per month for my ongoing client software through Go High Level. And the best part is that the client still pays me till this day. They still pay me the exact amount of money and they're happy to do so. The reason why they're happy to do so is because my website and systems are able to bring them in more clients and grow their business. That's why starting a web design agency is the best business model you can start, because you can sell your website to businesses and also attach the systems and implementation so that they never leave and you can consistently have passive income every single month. So you can see after that, I actually closed 4 more clients after that month, each at the same price. So you can see I had 230 here, 230, 149, and the same thing here, 149 a month. So I'm basically having a tons of clients who are paying me at a 99% profit margin to basically keep me irreplaceable in their business's systems. So what I'm going to show you is 3 methods of getting clients you can start with right now, right? So the first method is cold calling. Now, before you guys get off the phone and click off, I know everyone hates cold calling. Hear me out first, right? Cold calling is one of the best ways to grow your business in the beginning, right? Now, I will say, if you have a much more of an outgoing personality, it will help. However, even if you're introverted, you can overcome it and figure out a way to grow your business. And to convince you, let me show you the pros and cons of each. So the pros of cold calling are that it's the fastest way to get to the owner. So you can literally call a business, speak to the owner immediately and set a meeting right there. It's that quick. A lot of other different methods you use, it's so much harder to get in front of the owner. So those other methods waste a lot more time that you could be spending on doing more outreach. And the second pro is that it calluses your mind and makes you better at sales. So as web design agency owners, we're also salesmen because we sell our services to businesses who really need us. So because of this, if you can grow your sales skills while also growing your business at the same time, it's going to be perfect for your future. Because as you start to grow and get more clients, sales are going to be that much more important. And it's the easiest way to do volume. You can literally pick up your phone and do 100, maybe even 200 cold calls a day. And you can set 3, 4, even 5 meetings. It's all about volume. So if you can hustle and focus on growing your business, you can pretty much scale to $5,000, even $10,000 a month with just cold calling alone. Now, the thing is, there are a lot of cons with cold calling as well. If we see the cons are, one, rejection can be tough, and I'm pretty sure we all hate rejection. No one likes rejection. But the thing is, you have to understand that when someone says no to you, they're not saying no to you personally, they're saying no to your offer. So make sure every time you're on the phone and you're trying to sell your web design services, if they say no, it has nothing to do with you. A lot of times they may not even need your services, or they're just not that interested right now. And the next part is getting past gatekeepers can be challenging. Now, gatekeepers are usually the receptionists or people who pick up the phone, and their entire job is to make sure that you don't talk to the owner. So before you actually do cold calling, you got to understand what businesses you want to talk to and figure out if cold calling would be the best decision for them. So for example, if you want to go and work with chiropractors, it might be hard to do with cold calling because all of them have receptionists. All of them have people in front of the phones dialing because they're with patients all the time. So instead, a niche like personal trainers might be way better because it's a lot easier to talk to someone who's usually just a one-man show. Also, I will say it does take a lot of volume to see results. It doesn't take a lot of time, but a lot of volume. Now, you have to do a lot of cold calls before you get good at it, and you have to do a lot of cold calls before you set a meeting. I did about maybe 100, maybe 150 cold calls before I did my first meeting, so that was really tough, but once you get the hang of it and understand how it works, it's pretty much like clockwork. Now, to help you guys out more, I'm going to show you the script that I use. I'm just going to go through with it really quickly, but I'll make another video explaining it more in depth. All right, so this is the script for my actual web design agency. So I have a bunch of core mindset here. The blue is actually the caller and the pink is the prospect. So just going through and scrolling here, I'm going to show you just the opening pitch. So the opening pitch that I use is basically if they don't have a website, I say, oh, okay, great. Hi, how you doing? My name is Zach. And I was just calling because I was looking up business name, right? And I couldn't find your website. So I actually just built you a beautiful brand new one that can guarantee you 15 new customers, or else it's completely free. Would you be open to hopping on a 15-minute Zoom call tomorrow to check it out? Very simple, very, very simple. Now, the big key that I like to add in this actual opening script is the fact that I mentioned the benefit, which was adding 15 new customers. Now, it might be hard for businesses to understand the value of a website, so if you explain the value within the first opening pitch, it catches their attention. And also, it's very quick and very simple. I want you guys to realize that you don't want to be on the phones forever. You just want to go out and tell your offer. If they're interested, great, you can move forward. And if not, no worries, on to the next one. Now, I will make another video diving deeper into this pretty soon, so make sure to stay tuned for that. All right, so the next method is going in person and door to door. Now, I love this method absolutely. It's one of the best methods if you're just starting out, getting your first, second, third, even the first 5 or 6 clients. Right now, taking a look at the pros, it's the ultimate way to build trust. Nothing beats going in person when it comes to trust. You got to understand, a lot of these business owners, they get sales calls every single day. It's annoying. So if you actually show up in person, it completely changes everything and they trust you way more. And sometimes you can even close people on the first meeting. This actually happened to me one time where one of my clients, who's actually my neighbor, I just went into their business, I talked to them, and literally the same day I sold them for $1,000 for a website that I didn't even build yet. So if you can go and portray your value, it's super easy. And with the trust of going in person, there's nothing that can stop you. Now, it's also an easy way to set yourself apart because there's a level of respect that business owners have for other business owners. Because remember, you're not someone here trying to go and sell them just to waste people's time. You're there to help them as a business owner yourself. And they understand that, so they respect you and they're much more willing to listen to you. Now, the cons are it does take up a lot of your time. Now, going in person, you have to drive there, you have to set a meeting there, and it's just a lot of preparation. So if you spend an entire day going door to door, you could honestly talk to maybe like 7 or 8 people, which is not a lot at all. So if you go there, you want to really make sure you take advantage of that situation. And also the owner might not be there. So a lot of times you may show up and the owner's not there. A lot of business owners aren't at their businesses all the time. They're usually at home. They usually have managers that take care of everything. So this goes back to understanding what type of business you want to actually sell to and plan out your systems accordingly. Now, the third thing is that it's very hard to scale. Now to scale this, you could probably hire a bunch of people to go knock on doors and go to businesses door to door, but that's really tough, and I really wouldn't suggest that. You'd get much better results automating cold calling or some other system, because automating door to door just sounds like a huge headache and a huge problem. All right, so moving on to number 3 is cold email. Now, if you're not as outgoing, cold email is pretty good because you don't really have to talk to anyone. So you can just go and send out emails and get meetings booked on your calendar. Now, cold email is one of my personal favorites because it gets you higher quality meetings and clients. Every single time I've sent a cold email, no one's ever missed an actual meeting. They always show up on time and they're ready to buy when it comes to email. And the reason why I think that is because if someone reads an entire full email about you and your business, then they completely understand your business model and your offer. Which means if they do respond, they really are interested in your product. The second thing is you can do a lot of volume with almost no work. It doesn't take that much to just send some emails, honestly. You could just type on the computer, draft out a couple emails, and now there's plenty of softwares like Instantly.ai that could send out thousands of emails per day for your business. And also, it's very easy to outsource. The problem with outsourcing cold calling is that you have to make sure they're good at what they do, and you also have to make sure they sound good on the phone. You have to train them. There's a lot of problems with outsourcing cold calling. However, cold emails, all you can do is just make sure that they send the email on the right time. That's really all it is. Now, the cons are that it does take a lot of time to set up. Now, when you're sending emails correctly, you want to make sure you warm the emails up for a couple of weeks before you actually send them out, because if you don't, then your emails will hit the spam filter. And if your emails hit the spam filter or they hit deliverability issues, then it's going to be very hard or almost impossible for your client to read your emails. And you're just going to be wasting your time. So make sure you actually send the right emails correctly. Now let me show you an example of an email that worked for me. So you can see his email worked very well. I just sent this email out, explained my offer, and then he said, just booked you at 11 a.m. today to chat. So he was super interested. He showed up on the call and it was a great call. So what I want you guys to realize is no matter what system you use, whether that's cold email, cold calling, or going in person, make sure to stick to it until you can outsource it or until you actually see the results you want. So I wouldn't suggest to either one day try cold calling, and the next day go door to door, the next day do email. I would suggest try one avenue, make sure you get really good at it, and focus on that until it works out for you. Then you can outsource it, let it run by itself, and start another client acquisition system. So if you guys want more help one-on-one with me, you can book a call below. We'll talk a little more, and I'll figure out if we're a good fit to work together.